Hey everybody, my name is Katamari Democracy, and this is a game that I've been wanting to play on YouTube for a long time. This is a tradition for me, usually around this time of year. I like to fire this game up and just beat the hell out of it. Man, this is a classic. This is Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, played on the computer. You can get this game on Steam for a little under 20 bucks. And I'm going to be starting a fresh new game. Couple things to note. I did talk to my own personal community as well as another one from somethingawful.com. They have decided to claim a name or claim a character inside of this game, and change it to their own weird name. So be prepared for a lot of goofy ass names, I guess. We're going to start a brand new game. And again, if you have never played this game, or if you were actually interested in playing, highly recommend it. This is probably one of the best Final Fantasies out there, in my personal, humble opinion. It's just great. Love it, love it, love it. Clearly, there is going to be someone out there foolish enough to make that mistake. Now, also, obviously, I'm not going to be reading aloud every character's name or what they're saying in the story. You, the viewer, are just going to have to read along your own self, and I'll just react to it. Yep, that's a city. Futuristic hellscape capitalism at its finest. Now, I also would like to note that I will be quiet during a lot of these parts because I like to view this game as basically a video game with a really cool soundtrack included. So, enjoy the intro. I'm going to be quiet for just a few. And that's just the first of many, many good songs that are inside of this game. So obviously this is a role-playing game. These are the controls. I'm not going to worry too much about that. The premise of a role-playing game is obviously simple. You have a character, you go into combat, and then there's math involved. And thankfully, at the very beginning of the game, it doesn't really matter because you have this really badass Magitech armor and you're just committing war crimes against these pathetic guards, much like in real life. And obviously in combat, you gain experience points, you gain money, you gain levels, you get stronger, and you see the number go up. That's pretty much the whole premise to it. Oh no, not dogs. Well, I mean, that's fine. We're not really too worried about dogs. Good night, puppy. They're not dead, they're just sleeping. These guys are assholes in terms of not really taking good care of their dogs. And this might seem very easy to you, which it is. I mean, you're pretty much bringing a tank into a poor defenseless village and you're just nuking everything right off the bat. The game gets a lot deeper a little bit later, but this is the game's way of kind of telling you, hey, here's how you do things. Obviously, you can heal, you can do all sorts of different attacks and whatnot. Green numbers make your hit points go up. White numbers make your hit points go down. Alright. Gaining more levels and items. I'll talk more about items here in just a few minutes. But at the very beginning of the game, it's obviously teaching you how to attack and what types of encounters that you're going to have, much like this one, which, ooh, hey, bigger enemies sometimes happen. But really nothing to worry about because we're going to make short work of them. Really, there isn't much to worry about. A frozen Esper. Intriguing. What is an Esper? Sure, let's learn about save points. Or I could easily just do this and basically save points allow you to save the game. Pretty basic stuff. I'll also talk a little bit more about like the menu a little bit later. I'm not exactly worried too much about it right now. But the game also tells you that, hey, you can also have preemptive strikes to where you can attack first. Sometimes that happens. Uh-oh. There are also certain attacks that can heal enemies. You really want to make sure that you don't do that. Standing back. Ugh. don't attack the shell and do not use lightning attacks. Easier said than done. So the music that you're currently hearing right now is the boss battle music. And it's kind of like the game's way of, like, you know, telling you that, hey, this is a really big encounter, and there's certain mechanics that you have to do in order to get the boss down. In this case, I really don't want him to go into a shell, which he's about to do. And you remember what they said earlier, do not attack him while he's inside the shell, or just pretty much just do not attack the whole shell. By this point, you really just want to heal your party members and just wait for him to come out. Any moment now. There we go. We're gonna hopefully finish him off. Maybe I can lob a missile at him and he will go down. And have a good night, Nier. Oh, no, he's still up. Maybe now he will go down. No. You know, just for shits and giggles, I just want to see what he does, even if I attack his shell or not. Ow! Maybe he'll go down now. There we go. Easy peasy. There's the Esper. Ominous. It's coming from him, dumbass. Wah! He's gonna send your ass into the Shadow Realm. But not the girl. And some time has passed, and I find myself being awakened in Narsh, the same place where we were committing war crimes. Just like a MAGA hat. A mysterious young woman born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Castalian Empire. Obviously her name's not going to be Terra. It's going to be Terrible by the Discord user That Brown Splash. What a good name. Yes, it is. That sounds a lot like me. really need to get out of here. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We really gotta go. Alright, now the game really begins. Right now we're really not all that great, but we do have something that we can use, and that is magic. We can cure ourselves, and we can cast fire. Obviously, casting magic is a lot more potent than actually attacking. But if you look at the screen, right next to your hit points, there's another number. Basically, it costs magic points in order to cast this spell. I can keep casting spells so long as I have magic points, also known as MP. Very handy. And I know I said that I was going to talk about this screen, but I'll wait just a little bit longer. And also, the more you explore the world, you find these items. Phoenix Downs are very handy. If you die in combat, you can have another party member. More on that later again. Am I about to cast fire on myself? No, I'm about to cure myself. Why not, right? Gotta keep myself very nice and healthy, I guess. Who throws a wrench? I mean, seriously. And just to show how weak Terra's attacks are. Yeah. Terra's main focus is casting spells. Might as well finish him off. I'm going to go ahead and use some items here. Items allow you to heal or gain magic points back. There's hundreds and hundreds of items inside of the whole game. We'll talk a little bit about sleeping bags a little bit later. Running low on MP is never a good thing, but honestly, this is the very beginning of the game, so this is very easy. There's one quick thing I do want to adjust, and that's the combat speed. There we go. Now combat should be a little bit faster. Uh-oh. something tells me that they're not the good guys. Obviously. Who's this dapper young fellow? A treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over for relics of the past. This is Locke, but obviously that's not going to be his name either. Cock. The returners. No, I want you to get the hell out of Dodge. Moogles! Hell yeah, I will take your help. Sure. So, I typically do this a little bit differently than everyone else, obviously. So now we get to fight with a full party full of Moogles. And Moogles are pretty self-explanatory. All they can do is attack until a little bit later. Time to whoop some fucking ass. The one cool thing about the Pixel Remaster is if you hit the Q button on your keyboard, you could do auto battles, which make the battles go by a lot quicker. Oh no! I hope I don't die. That would be really embarrassing. Let's go ahead and switch this up. We're gonna let these Moogles do the majority of the fighting. So, Mog there will eventually be renamed to someone else, but he just learned how to dance, which is pretty cool. Hopefully he'll dance, and he does. Good job, Mog. Then we're gonna switch to Cock and kick this guy's ass. The cool thing about Locke is that he can steal. And stealing is kind of important, especially for this boss fight, mainly because he can steal items and you never know what bosses might have. So I'm going to attempt to steal from him, and hopefully I get what I want. Bummer. There we go. Now that we have the knife, we'll go ahead and beat this guy's ass. And hopefully he doesn't brutally wreck us. I'm gonna go ahead and show what a Phoenix Down do. What the Phoenix Down do? The old cliche of falling on your head and losing your memory. Or in this case, she wore a crown and she's got amnesia. Locke is a flirt. Ooh la la. I'm a beginning adventurer. Well, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'll be sure to upload more videos of this in the coming days. Thanks again for watching, and catch you next time.